Welcome. This is a quiet Kumihimo session for January. If you've been feeling restless, overwhelmed, or stuck in endless scrolling, this is an invitation to slow down for a few minutes and create something just for you. Today I'm using a soft winter palette, calm, muted colors chosen for a gentle focus. There's no rush here and no need for perfection. You can simply watch or you can make it along with me. Pause anytime. Let's begin. You will need a pair of scissors, some floss. I'm using DMC number 762, 646, 3752, 168, or 3053. You can use any combination of colors. My aim here is to make several bracelets, one video at a time, keeping it simple, not spending a lot of money, not aiming for perfection, but really just creating. The nice thing about this craft, you can take it anywhere with you, wherever you go. This is a disc we'll be using for most of our Kumihimo, and I'm probably saying that wrong, but it is small and compact. You can take it on the road with you. I took it on my most recent trip and was able to do it on the plane without really anyone noticing. And I think the calming, gentle motion of going round and round is very calming. You can buy a weight. This is a Kumihimo weight, Kumihimo. But you know what? In a pinch, you can grab anything that's going to create a little bit of tension to hold that down. The only other thing I use is a ruler, and this is just to measure. For my first design, I'm going to use these two colors, 762 and 646, just to create a very simple beginner. Usually, you can do either like twice your wrist. I have little wrists, but normally I aim for one. So let's say 45 centimeters. I'm going to do 4 of these. Of course, you're going to get some knots if you don't pull it out the right way, but that's okay. 3, and then wind it around again. As we continue and you learn, this will be a very quiet video. But for now, I'll explain what needs to be done. I'm just going to match that up to this. I'm going to do 4 of these. So 1, and I'm just going to go around again. Would be number 3. Of course, we're knotted up again. For my trip, I basically had a couple of these strings all made up. And so it was just as simple as starting it on the plane. Made a lot of Christmas gifts for people. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing a white string. I need one more. Once you get to learn the simple pattern, you can learn more complex techniques and add more strings. Or you can just stick with the simple ones, and basically you can do them while you're watching TV or doing other things. It was a little intimidating to learn this at first, but once you get going, you figure it out. Okay, now I'm just going to put a knot in the end, make it simple, and then you always put that through the hole. That's where your weight comes in, or you could use a paper clip, something heavy. You can also use a washer if you have that as well, and nail, anything, but I'm just going to use my weight for today. Okay. As you can see, the discs have numbers on them. For some of the easy ones, it's not as important to line them up perfectly or know the moves, but it does help. I'm going to put 2 white ones here. And then I'm going to put the 2 white ones directly below it. I need a little more height on my stand. All right, so just a simple movement. You can switch up the colors if you wanted to go in a different order. But I'm just going to do the same movement. I'm going to take this one right here and go down to here. I'm going to take this one and then go up to here. It's over here. And the green one's directly across. Because I feel like what I produced had to be perfect or show worthy or sellable. But just doing these motions, I've stopped scrolling so much. And definitely it's calming. It's something, again, you can do without a lot of cost and create something pretty. I gave some of these away, as I said, during Christmas. It's hard not to get caught up in making it bigger and better. You know, as we get into some of the bigger ones, I'll show you. I have some magnetic clasps, but you know, simple ties can do as well. Then you turn, do the same thing. So it's the same movement. Keep shifting and turning. Oops. You can move your strings back and forth if you want to line them back up, but there's no really right way or wrong way. As you get going, you will see the tension gets better and your piece becomes a little nicer as you get used to the rhythm of it. Every once in a while, you're just going to straighten up your strings as they can get all knotted up at the bottom. Okay, are you ready to see what we've created? So this one is a very simple twist. I would say if you want to take a break, there's a couple easy ways to do so. That's where the numbers come in. So if you're always around 1, then you kind of stop right before, and then you know to pick up at 1. As you can see here as well, where you left off, you can see it's raised a little bit, so then you can know that, okay, this is the next one. You can see I just ended there, so I'll keep going. Once you get going, you could certainly make, you know, a 8-strand in, you know, 15-20 minutes. If you didn't have one of these discs, you could just as easily get a piece of cardboard, cut out a hole, cut out some notches, and just start. I know for me, I've held off doing any kind of crafts for the longest time. as your braid grows, you need to lift it up a little bit higher. I've listed some of the items below that you can purchase on Amazon, but you can just as easily use what you have. If you have lots of yarn or string at home already, use that. I bought all kinds of satin rat tail, it's called, and some other types of string, but I keep coming back to this embroidery floss. It's number one. It's cheap. I just bought this giant pack of different colors, and I find the finished product looks good. But if you're into a chunkier look or different styles, you can mix and match. You can't go wrong. Alright, I'm just going to finish this up and I'll come back when I'm completely done, which should be not too long from now. Alright, so we've come to the end. As I said, I have a really small wrist, so what I do is I just wrap it around, see if it's going to fit, which it is. If you have a bigger wrist, I would probably go 2 lengths, full lengths, which would be 60 centimeters or longer. And then depending on how you're going to attach it, you might need a little bit more. But usually give it a little pull, and it does stretch quite a bit as well. So here is the finished product. Once we make all 3 using that color palette, we will then create the ties for each one. I'm good at making a lot of them. I kind of procrastinate a little bit on finishing them up. But all I'm going to do for today is just put a little knot in the very end of this one so that it doesn't unravel anymore. I like to mix and match with what I already have, and depending on what I'm wearing for the day. So here is this bracelet here. We'll see you the next time. We'll continue on.